Thanks.
Hey, Rhumel.
Hey, Tameka, how are you doing?
Good. How are you?
Oh, I'm wonderful. I'm so excited to be here with you, though.
I'm excited to have you here. I like your hair.
Thank you. I like yours. We kind of do the same thing a little bit. It's just a little.
We do
Yeah.
often, actually.
Yeah. I like it. I like it.
Yeah. Now, do you got your tea?
Yes, ma'am. I have my tea.
And what kind of tea are you drinking?
This is an orange spiced.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Sounds good. Mine is Bella Luna.
Yeah. So what is that?
Well, it's purple. And I think the purple comes from hyacinth flowers. Okay. I'm not sure. I forgot to ask my tea meister.
That is so cool. Now, your tea meister being your daughter?
Yes. Yeah. My oldest daughter. Who's very much into tea. She's a part of this community, I guess. And this company that she buys her teas from often, they have an opportunity for you to make like fandom teas or your own blends. And so she's got like 3 or 4 lines of tea.
I have one of those.
Custom blended, and she's got like all kinds of rave reviews. From people.
I think I have one of hers because yes, the only reason I'm not using that is because somebody in my house that probably will not, come forward to say, yes, I broke your little, the tea
steeper
thing. Yeah. So that's the only reason why I don't have her tea right now. I love it.
Oh, okay. Well, but I'm drinking I call it the purple drink. They told me, Mom, you can't say purple drink. That means something else. I said, well, this is my purple drink.
Well, when I think of purple drink, I think of Kool-Aid. I don't know what they thinking, but I think of Kool-Aid.
We'll talk about that afterwards. Okay. Well, So let me tell you why I invited you to come talk. I think I told you that I was inviting people whom I kind of look at as mentors, even if they don't know it.
Okay.
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. I'm kind of having a mentorship series of conversations with people. Okay. And you, Rhumel, I would not even be doing this if it weren't for you.
Oh,
because you invited me to be a guest on your podcast.
I sure did.
And I was like, what was I like, Rhumel?
You were like, no, thank you, but no, thank you.
I said, about that. He said, just think about it. It's not high pressure. And, I was entering my season of yes. I told you about that before. And I said, you know what? No matter what happens, I'm just going to say yes. And I think I asked you, I said, and if it doesn't go well, we can just maybe not air that and do it over.
Yeah, it was a very low pressure kind of thing. But not only did you do well, your episode was our 31st episode, and it still remains in the top 10. Because it's such a good episode, and people just, I think people can relate to it. So I love your episode, and actually, it was the only episode that I did without my podcast co-host. Right. And so we got a chance to really talk one-on-one. And I thought I had a great time with you.
I had a fabulous time. And you were the most fantastic host. And I think you kind of, maybe mentored me when I think about it now and what I'm trying to do now and make the people I'm talking to feel really comfortable and be, really casual and open. And so thank you.
You're welcome. I'm so excited for you because I have seen you do things over the last, almost 2 years now. And I just get excited every time I see you doing something that's facing forward and, in front of a camera or whatever, I'm just cheering for you because I knew you had it in you. I knew
yes,
you had it in you.
And here's the thing, and this is not supposed to be about me. I might edit all of this out, but you know, when we were in school, Florida A&M University, which is the shirt I'm repping, Florida A&M. You know, the School of Business. By the time I graduated, I was on the top of my game, girl. I mean, you couldn't tell me anything. Public speaking, what, you know, put me in, coach, wherever.
That's right.
And then life happened. And then, you know, if you don't use it, you will lose it, especially if, you know, and I had gone through some things that really worked on my self-confidence. And so it just kind of got in my head, and it manifested itself in this crazy fear of speaking, public speaking, which really did a double number on my head because I was so good at it coming out of college.
No, so I remember you speaking in school. I do.
Yeah. So, but yeah, so thank you for kicking me in the pants and giving me a little gentle shove, and I'm back into it. And so thank you. Okay.
Oh, you're welcome.
But what I want to know is, what made you and Twanda start your podcast anyway? Okay.
So I had a dream. I woke up with a dream about podcasting. Now, the stupid thing is, Tameka, I had only listened to like 1 or 2 podcasts. And I decided that it was a good idea. I decided like, I have to have one. And I said to Twanda, you know, hey, I just want to do a podcast and I want you to do it with me. Will you do it with me? And she was like, sure. She had no idea what she was getting into, but neither did I, to be honest with you. And I am so grateful for that. I didn't really have there wasn't some great event that happened in my life. It literally was a dream I had. And I decided that dream was actually attainable in that moment. Like I could do this. And I decided to step forward and keep walking in it. And now we're in our 3rd season. Yay! And we're doing great. We're growing. And I'm just like, I have met some people through this process that has literally changed my life. And like, even just with you, we weren't talking to each other. I just was, I knew that you were a classmate, you were doing wonderful things as an author. And I said, let me reach out to her. And, you know, and our lives have changed because of that. Right. And I've had similar outcomes with other people who we've reached out and touched, and now they're part of my regular life. And we are, we're expanding because of it. We're expanding like personally because of those connections that we've been making through the podcast. So even though it was hard at first, it's something I would never give up. I love it. Even if it didn't do anything more than what it's doing right now, I would be so thankful for doing
amazing. That. Now, how did you know Twanda? You know, were y'all besties before this or?
Okay. So we thought we were besties. Okay. We thought we were besties. So like I met Twanda when I first moved to the Raleigh-Durham area. 15 years ago. Actually, it was longer than that, 16 years ago now. And we were just friends. And we've always gotten along. And I have no idea what made me just go like, yeah, she's the one to do this podcast with. But I was just like, let's do this. I think it will be fun. And honestly, we've gotten a chance to know each other so much more this way, because you have to, not only you have to know somebody, but you really have to trust the person that you're doing something like this with. And so, I mean, we're more than friends now. We are a literal family. And I think this podcast has actually solidified that change of our relationship.
And
Yeah.
we were talking earlier, you said you work on this podcast every day.
Every day.
Wow.
Yeah, I do something with it every single day. I tweak something every single day. I work on ideas for it every day. Sometimes I just kind of dream, like daydream about where I want this to go. And out of those daydreams, I get more ideas to work towards. So I don't even know.
Did we say what the name of the podcast is?
Oh, we haven't. But it's called the Girrrl, Can I Ask You Something podcast, Girrrl podcast for short.
Yes. And you're repping the can you stand up a little bit or pull it? Yeah. Yep, that's the branding.
This is
there
it.
You go. Girl, can I ask you something? And y'all have some spicy topics. You have some meaningful topics. And you have some spicy topics.
Yeah.
Grown folks
topics. We have some just fun topics, things that, we just think about as 40 plus something people. Yeah. I'm on the plus side.
Me too.
And so we just talk about those things that touch our lives, right? And some of it's fun and some of it's not so fun. And so we get the gamut of it and we put it all in one place for people to kind of hang out with us.
Sure.
Yeah.
Okay. So I think we had this conversation before that at heart, we're both introverts.
Yeah.
That's me. Is that not you?
I think I am a converted introvert. Okay. I used to be more of an extrovert. But now as I get older, none of the things that excited me and stuff excites me in the same way. So I relate more to introverts now than I did when I was younger. But the one thing, like introverts, they tend to think in, to themselves and stuff. I still have the extrovertness where I can't think without saying it out loud. You just, right. You just hear me talking. I'm just, no, don't worry about me. I'm talking to myself. Don't worry about me, but I'm married to a introvert, and 2 of my 3 kids are hardcore introverts. And so, yeah, introvert is part of my life.
Part of your world. So you're familiar.
Yeah.
Okay. So you mentioned you have some daughters that are introverts, and so do I. How do you, because you are clearly a person who pursues the things, that your heart tells you to pursue. Not only this podcast, I saw you posting pictures where you were in a play. I never knew you sang.
Yeah.
Like a couple musicals?
Yeah, I was in a couple musicals. I was in, I think, 3 musicals altogether. But
is that as an adult?
As an adult. I was in my 40s when I started.
Wow. Okay. Yeah. So, pause on the question I'm going to ask you about the daughters.
Okay.
What made you jump into musical theater?
Okay, so my middle child, she sings very well, and she wanted to do this play, but she was scared to try out. I said, hey, you try out, I'll try out. And it's something I've always wanted to do, but this gave me a really good excuse. And to show her like, hey, we can do this together. She got a part, she got a really a major part, and I got the evil diva of space. Yes, child, I was an evil diva of space. But yeah, it was a fun play. It was family theater, right? And so first off, I had to be mean the whole play, which is totally not me. It's not my thing, having to learn how to frown and keep it like that. And then also sing in front of people like that. I hadn't sung in front of people in, I don't know, 20 years at that point. So it was nerve-wracking, and it was something I was really happy to do. I actually got a chance to hang out with my kid in a different way, you know,
Mm-hmm.
she helped me run lines. That was hilarious. I mean, like, who says that? Like, not me, you know, but I think the experience showed me that like sometimes when we step out of our comfort zone, that we get something different than what we expected. And that thing that we get that we didn't expect is probably a lot greater than what you were hoping for, you know? And I don't know what I was hoping for her just to get out there and do it, you know? But for each of those experiences, you gain more confidence in yourself. For me and my daughter, we built this closer relationship on something completely different that just the two of us got to share, you know?
Yeah.
And so that was really it.
Is that something that you either before then or maybe after then now are really intentional about, either modeling that kind of just jump in and go for it mentality for your daughters? Or are you like, do you have conversations with them? What do you do to help ingrain that?
I think just being the example, you know, and constantly being like, well, I'm just going to go and do it. They, at this point, they don't really question whether I'm going to do it or not. They just kind of wait to see what happens when I do it.
When you come up and say, I had an idea, they know a journey. We're getting ready to go on a ride.
That's right. And and the thing about it is it's the greatest gift I think it's the greatest gift to them. But then also to me, whenever I step into my truth, like just to say, this is something I want to do, and then to go do it. Right. Sometimes it works great. Sometimes it doesn't, but who cares?
Yeah.
Who cares? No one really is watching. That's what I keep telling my kids. No one really is watching. Just do it. And, it'll be fine.
Yeah. I think you said a mouthful right there, because we think people are far more concerned or interested in us and our outcomes and our failures, and then they really are. They're just trying to make it through themselves.
That's right. That's what I tell them. I'm like, are you really watching what happens to so and so? No, you're trying to live your own life. And if they're that concerned, it's okay. But what matters is what the efforts that you make and that you try. And then, when you succeed, you're going to get so much more out of it. So I just kind of just try to show them like, hey, I'm willing to do this. I'm willing to get up here and fail. I'm willing to succeed. I'm willing to do both. Right. So I'll tell you, one thing I did that scared me to death, even more so than the musicals, was I actually sang backup on a play one time. I actually sang backup as one of the backup singers. I was scared to death because you're singing in harmonies and stuff like that. I never really did that before, besides choir, right? And when I was off, everybody, you can hear that, right? So, but that was one of my things. I said I wanted to sing as a backup singer. I didn't want to be in, some band or whatever. I just wanted to be able to do that. And I did it. And so, and my kids came and they videotaped me and all that kind of stuff. And it was just great. It was hard, but it was great.
Yes. Now, did you say a backup singer in a play?
Yeah. So there was people, it was a musical, but I wasn't acting.
Sure.
I was just, I forget what they actually call it. There's a word for it that I'm sure people who are familiar will know, but we kind of sang in the wings, so to speak, to sing the different, the riffs and things like that, to support the person who is singing the song.
So that was more, you were more afraid to do that than to sing on the stage by yourself and as a featured actress, because everybody was depending on you. Like you were depending on each other.
Yeah. It was like you had to, like, I actually, most of the time, when I was singing by myself, I sang mostly on key.
Right.
But there were times that I didn't. But that was just me,
Yeah.
that was me. I just rolled with it and I kept moving.
Yeah.
But when you're singing in this collaborative space, and you have a mic on you and you hit that wrong note, it's amplified. And so I was really terrified of that. But I was just like, I'm going to do this. And I did it. I did it for multiple shows. So I was really proud.
I love this about you. Okay, so what else are you about to jump into? Because I know you probably always have a list of stuff you're going to jump into.
Well, Twan is probably going to be upset with me, but I'm going to tell you anyway. So,
sorry, Twanda, but I need some juice too. Got to make this show happen,
Well, the thing about it, I think, and Twanda does know this, is that we have, as a podcast, we have been wanting to expand and actually get into the conference space. And so we ultimately would like to be traveling and doing different conferences or, meetups, if you will, to speak with our listeners. And we just want to travel and be in that space. And so we haven't done it yet. We are, I don't want to speak on it too soon, but we're in the works of being featured speakers on an existing conference. So we're working towards that. And I'm just excited. And I know it's coming. It's coming. I know it's coming. I don't know how it's coming, but I'm not worried about that. I'm just worried about focusing on the fact that it's on its way, especially since we've been just working towards that. So, but as the podcast, that's what I'm working on. But the next thing for me personally, I would like to do some solo travel. And I know people do it all the time, but for me, that would be a breakout of that box thing, because I kind of rely on my peoples, my friends, my family, to be that safe spot. And I don't mean safety wise, I just mean being comfortable, right? But I think I would like to experience part of the world on my own, under my own terms, do what I want to do, eat what I want to eat, experience what I want to experience without having to explain myself to anybody. And so I would like to do that, but I am also a little bit scared.
And we know that fear does not slow you down. So we know you're going to be scared and do it anyway.
It's scared to do it anyway. That's awesome. That's what I'm learning. That's what I'm learning to do, is just be scared and do it anyway. Yeah. Very
good. Well, I am so glad that you came and shared a cup of tea with me, and let me thank you profusely for being a safe space for me to kind of get back into doing what I guess deep down inside knew that I was capable of doing. They just gave me that needed push. And I appreciate you, Rhumel.
Oh, I appreciate you too. Oh, I'll push you some more.
Okay, what? Look, hey, okay. I better start recording now before I commit to something else.
I will get you there. Trust me.
Okay. Well, thank you. And till next time.
Till next time. Take care.
Bye.
Bye.